Okay, I think we're all in now, and let's get started. This is our second seminar of the day, and thank you for joining us. And thank you to the Public Services Health and Safety Association for having us. This is a talk about SMS in the workplace and what features we have integrated with our phone system, and just a general look at some of the things, some of the uses for SMS now and some of the uses we see in the future. So first off, my name is Sunny. I'm with Rimble. We're a hosted telecom provider. We service clients throughout Canada, and we do that through our hosted IP phones. They are mobile integrated with a number of features that we cover in our Staying Connected seminar. We also have conferencing integrated, as well as an eFax product called FaxHound, which will get its own seminar, and there's a few interesting things to say about that. So check it out. So looking at business SMS, here's what we have presently. We have a Rimble mobile app that ties into your phone system. It lets you do a number of things like initiate calls, check your messages, join and manage conference calls, and adjust settings related to your own Office extension. And it includes a messaging part. And you go to that part. It's the fifth one, along the top. And you're going to click on New Contact and enter a name and phone number. You add them and you message them. That's pretty simple. And when they answer, you see it in the app and you get notifications on your cell phone. And there's a look at, just a number of messages to different people. There we go. Okay, so this is a look into our portal, which all clients have access to for their account. And in the portal, you manage all kinds of things related to your phone service, from creating call queues to uploading custom hold music, setting your auto attendant, etc. And there's an SMS part down here. And when you go in there, you have the ability, you have the ability to create groups. So if you have Kate and Ray work together, you can make a group, and now when either of them sends a business SMS to that client, they all can see it. And if the client responds and Ray wants to jump in and add something, he can do that. So the current uses for this, a common one is appointment reminders. And a lot of us have had that maybe with getting your car serviced or from your dentist, just reminding you of the appointment you have. Now, a lot of times that's coming from a mass messaging service that sends it from a computer-generated number. It's not actually coming from your phone number. With our system, it comes from your phone number. And that's just a small but important touch, because it's branding, and it's also the ability for your client, if they get that message and they say, oh, I forgot about that appointment, I've got to call you right back now and straighten this out, they can do that because they're seeing your number right there. It just makes it more convenient for them, and has that branding aspect I mentioned. We use it ourselves because that very app that I've just shown you, when new users need to install it, we actually will just send the link for their Android or their Apple via messaging, so they can click on it in their own native SMS messaging app, and it will go to the App Store, and they can then install the app. So something like that can be handy. Now, another way we've seen it used, not a lot, but we have seen it used this way, and there's definite benefit to it, and that's sending passwords. So if you are giving someone a password, you ideally don't want to give that along with their username in the same medium. So if you're going to send their username and info on logging in an email, ideally you would provide the password either over a phone call or through a message. Sending it in a text message reduces error, it saves time versus a phone call, and it gives you that security where it's not in the very same email or to the very same email address that you're sending the other login info. And finally, internal messaging this year in 2020 with COVID has become a big thing when you have people working from home. People are using all kinds of different messaging services. Our messaging platform, as shown in the app there, works between employees as well, and not over SMS, just within the app itself, user to user. And other, if you're using Microsoft Teams or something like that, this is not necessarily going to replace that, but this can be handy at the same time. In the app, you also have a staff directory accessible to see all the staff that you can message. So, looking ahead, what we have in our long-term roadmap, and we know that our competitors are working on this as well, is automating your attendant to work with SMS. So, as an example, a client could send a text message to your office number saying, I don't understand why I have this specific charge on my bill. And that can pretty easily, some would call it AI, and some AI people would probably scoff at that. But you can pretty easily take that and figure out this is an accounting issue and pass that along to the accounting team and let them run with it until it's marked off resolved. And then the next time that client sends in a text, it's going to newly look at what the content is of this new text and route it accordingly. Maybe now it's a tech support matter. So that's something we can see being very big. And actually, before I jump to the next one, that is in use in some companies. For example, Rogers does have that in use. I don't know to what extent, but they definitely have been getting some people to try that out when contacting them. So the next thing is we will have, before the end of this year, MMS functionality in our messaging. And that is going to be tied in with our API. And between the two of them, it's going to allow for perhaps some really interesting custom applications. So you'll be able to have someone take pictures, for example, and have that automatically generate an expense report, or go in some file of a customer showing the job site or whatever it is, you dream it, we'll help you build it. Okay, web chat, that is something being actively worked on. We hope to have that soon. And that's simply that you'll be able to install a very simple plugin on your website, and a client or someone visiting your site will be able to hit the chat and ask their question, send their message, and you will receive it in basically the exact same manner that you get the SMS messages in our app. So you could be out, maybe you're a smaller startup firm, but you want to have that professional presence. You'll be able to handle live web chat even if you're not in the office. And finally, just a note on a new format that's the talk right now, and it's a Google product called RCS, and that is that's Google hearing its name. So one thing that Android's always lacked is a true messaging competitor to Apple's iMessage, and they're hoping to change that with this RCS, which stands for Rich Communication Services, and it's basically just going to add a bunch of new features to the native messaging on Android. It's very much like WhatsApp, where you can do live chat, and it will have multimedia support, and it'll all get handled via the data network. So another thing is with that, businesses will actually be able to pass along their company info in the message rather than it just coming from a mobile number. So you'll actually, as I understand, the goal is to add some authenticity, so you're not just getting a random text and not really knowing if it is from your bank or from this company or that company. They're going to be able to actually add some authenticity and say this definitely is from this company. So that'll be interesting to see where that goes. We will work with, wherever the trend goes, we're going to try to integrate it the best we can with our system. And that's it right now. The next seminar at 11:30 is on the future of fax. Our eFax product has something very unique that no other eFax product has that we know of, and it actually makes the fax kind of relevant again, at least for some organizations. So check that out. And as far as the messaging, I think we're going to just open it up. If anyone has a question, just hit the chat button now and pass it along in the chat, and we'll take it right up. So thank you.